Oh, holy smokes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, cinema drunks, cinema lovers, hot D lovers, GOT lovers, whatever you are. You're welcome here. And boy, we have a lot to unpack. I watched this last night. Oh, by the way, I'm Ben. This is Babak, and we are Cinema Gulp. And this is House Off the Wagon, Season 3 of House of the Dragon. We're going to do every episode. We're still trying to figure out. I'm guessing Monday. We'll figure that out offline. That works the best for us. But we waited 2 years for this. I've heard. I've had a day to sort of, I just drove 8 hours, so I was listening to things, and I've heard some people are disappointed. I think mostly people that read a lot of the source material and are very purists. For me personally, this is one of my top 3 episodes of House of the Dragon, for sure. For me, I haven't read the source material. I only started watching the show when it first came out. I watched Game of Thrones after that. Me and Babak did Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which we absolutely adored. But it's good to have something again of this scale. Looks so fucking beautiful, like in almost every frame. But anyway, I've gone on. Babak, hey, what's up, dude?
What's up, buddy? Can you hear me okay? Okay, sweet.
I can, man.
Dude, I hated it. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. No, man, I am all on board 100%. Love it from the beginning to the end. It gave so much action. I assumed, like, after I watched it, so like I watched it the first time last night, but I just got home late. Dude, saw Ziggy Marley last night over the Hollywood.
Oh, nice.
Spear. But so, when I got home from that, like, we put it on, bro. We watched on my phone in the Hollywood Bowl the first like opening scene just because I couldn't wait, and like I had to cut it off because like I will watch the whole thing instead of this concert, so we went home, put it on, watched the whole thing, and then it was so late, I was like, dude, I have to watch it again. I just finished it, and like when I was remembering it, I was like, dude, that was an hour and a half long battle. And then, like, when I rewatched it, it's really just the last 20, 25 minutes.
It's last, like, maybe 30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pure action, and it's so satisfying. It, like, I remembered it being the whole episode, and then when I rewatched it, I was like, whoa, there was actually all this great drama and character development and plot development, like, all along the way, and, oh, man, I'm, like, now I'm glad that they took their time. From what you were telling me, this was probably already shot in the wrapped up years ago, but like if they're holding on to it for this season, this is not the end of it, bro. It's just going to get bigger. Like, you can't go smaller in anything. You always have to get bigger and bigger. So I'm sure they'll cool it off for an episode or two. Dude, like, so much happened. I don't even know where to begin. They're like, they got to recap on all the characters and stuff,
The only problem that I have with the episode is because it was supposed to be the ending of episode 2, I actually think it would have been better there, especially what happens at the end and who we lose and the ramifications for that would have been better as a cliffhanger. But it is a good way to open a season 2, I guess, but
it's a dude, especially because they nerfed the end of season 2. They kind of had to, like, I think they owed it to us. And like, I was all on board with Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but give me 5 minutes of House of the Dragon over the entire Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, they're just very, very, very different shows,
They're still very different shows.
It's basically like the Avengers Infinity War, and then you go down and you see what the Punisher is up to. The Punisher is just like fighting gangs and shooting people, and Infinity War, they're fighting aliens for the fate of mankind,
Exactly.
Different feel there.
It is kind of like that, but especially with the dragons, bro, they just bring you dragons and more dragons, and they're so well, like, the visuals and the audio, like the dragon sounds, the dragon vocalizations, like just the way that they're so good. Like the opening scene where Sheep Stealer is being, I guess, tamed by Ray.
Oh, he ain't tamed, man.
He's
He
not
is
tamed.
not tamed by
He's tamed enough to not
Rihanna.
eat her.
That's
Rihanna. Is that it?
Rihanna. Yeah, it's Rihanna. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not pronouncing any of these names correctly. Rhaen.
They all sound the same, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
they're all Bela, Reina,
There's
Dracarys,
Aegon, Aemon,
Joffrey, Viserys.
there's
Yeah,
bacon, there's
bacon and
sausage. Yeah.
eggs. There's sausage. There's cheese. We got a whole breakfast sandwich here. But so the whole thing where she was like trying to interact, where the actress was interacting with this fictitious character, they did it so seamlessly. Like I'm assuming that lots of the stuff where the actress was up against the dragon, where she's like first climbs up on his back or her back or whatever, like I'm assuming that was an actual physical prop, and then she's like climbing up it, and then they do this just little subtle thing where the dragon shifts its weight and its shoulder blocks your view of the actress for just one moment. And I'm like, that's where they switched her from an actress to a CGI. And like I couldn't see it. I was just guessing. That's where I would do it if I was in the visual effects, but
if you look at some of the behind the scenes stuff, they do build life-size portions of these
like
dragons.
The where they're riding on the back.
Yeah, so she was probably leaning up something real, and then they texturized it in post with CGI. But she was probably leaning up what looked like a replica of the side of the dragon. Yeah.
Exactly. But then she gets on the back and they fly off, and that's all probably CGI. But they still put her riding the prop like into the shot where the dragon's flying and she's a speck. And I'm like, dude, they're doing this so well, like the special effects, the visual effects, they're just peak, and I love it when the dragon interacts with the surroundings, like it drags the foot across the
water. Oh, yeah. They've been doing that throughout this whole series, and it's magnificent, man.
It's perfect, dude. Yeah. And you had a dragon in water, like at the end, like.
Well, this episode, we've always known it from Game of Thrones, especially when the two dragons do die from different circumstances. One of them in a sea battle, because that's where you have that kind of, weaponry that, but this one, you get to see the vulnerability, those soft spots, those harpoons are fucking dragon killers, man. One of them
put an anchor on it.
And you also get to see dragons helping each other out when one of them gets hit. When Jace's gets hit, the other dragon comes and pulls the harpoon out for him with his mouth. You're like, fuck. Like, this is
so good.
Yeah, but let's start. I don't want to start too much with the opening politics stuff, because it's really just reiterating sort of where we left off from the last season. But I did love seeing, and I love Emma Darcy, who plays Rhaenyra. Like, she is fucking such a great actress, and she's all giddy. You've never seen her like this, because I watched episode 8 of season 2 right before this, so I could just remember everything. So she just had her meeting with Alicent, and she's like, "Oh, this is amazing. I'm going to be queen. All I got to do is go and cut off fucking Aegon's head, and then everyone's going to bend the knee, and this is great." And everyone's like, is this really?
It's obviously a trap.
Well, but that's the thing. It wasn't a trap. Like, Rhaenyra or Alicent didn't intend on it being a trap, but this is where cell phones really need to be a part of Game of Thrones, because if they had cell phones, they could all tell each other what they just did. So Alicent gets back and everything's fucked. Like, everything she said to Rhaenyra is now not going to happen. So.
It's all out the window. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but I love that performance from Emma Darcy.
Yes, I think that she does so well. Emma Darcy does so well when she's giving like nonverbal, like where she's just acting. Like she's really so good at just doing with the Game of Thrones, the HBO thing of just delivering dialogue through visuals, through facial expressions, through body movement. When she gets locked in her room by her son, and she just like takes it out on her dress and just like starts stabbing her dress on the table, and like everyone just kind of like, I'm glad it's the dress and not me, like the other two people.
Well, I think what I took from that was that she's like, I'm no longer going to be seen as people think I'm supposed to be seen. So she's ripping the crest, she's ripping the dress, and she's like, I need to be, because from what I understand about the source material, she does get mad. Like she becomes a mad queen. And I guess the Rhaenyra character in the source material gets really obese every season, gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're obviously not going to do that. But I think her ripping that up was like, fuck this. Like, I don't need protection. I don't want protection. And at first I was like, Jace, what are you doing? But then I realized Jace is the only good person left on this show who wants to do the right thing. He's a bastard. Yeah. He's a bastard who actually feels the calling of being a leader, which is crazy. You know, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Because he's Christian Cole's kid, isn't he? He is.
He's not Kristen Cole's kid. There was a different guy.
Oh, there's a different guy. Okay.
Yeah, it was a different guy that was there first. He was killed. Remember the guy with the twisted foot?
Okay.
Yeah, he burnt his own castle and stuff, and he killed his dad and brother, and that's how he became.
Yeah, that's the mole. He's a strong. I can't remember his name. He's in the Strong family. I just can't remember his fucking name. Yeah.
Oh,
he plays Lara Strong.
Yeah, Lara Strong. Yeah,
he's an evil son of a bitch.
Yeah, but you know, it's so funny going back, and Kristen Cole, dude, like the first time that he's in, because I tried to rewatch the first 2 seasons, I didn't get past like the first 2 episodes, but like when Kristen Cole is first introduced, he's like right there with both of the queens, queens to be, you know, Allison and and you know, it's kind of like knowing what you know now. It's like, oh boy, this dude's got some good times ahead of him.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at him now, he's just a completely broken man. You know, he's just painting, waiting to die, basically.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
He even said that at the end of
the dragons can do. He's just like, we're irrelevant. None of us
remember. Yeah, he's the one that gave that great monologue at the end of season 2, where he's like, what are we compared? He's basically talking for the audience. Like, once a dragon shows up, that's like the fucking nuke button right there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But the cool thing is, though,
don't mean much.
The cool thing is, though, is this episode says, well, that's true when it's controlled, you know, and sheep stealer and that's going to be shit has some massive ramifications because she had no idea what she was doing with that, you know, and sheep stealer has no idea who he's fighting for, so or he or she. So he's just fucking killing Valerians left and right. And she's like, wait, attack. Oh, wait, no, stop. Wait, oh, shit. But yeah, you know, the first 45, 50 minutes was the intrigue, all that stuff. And like you said, Jace sort of locking up his mother because he wants to protect her. One thing I did notice, though, is that Rhaenyra is no longer listening to the White Worm. Like, she's just like, fuck you, shut up. She's not even hearing her anymore because the White Worm's always trying to tell her the wrong thing, you know, and she just completely ignores her this entire episode. I'm like, yes, do that. But we got to talk about this motherfucker.
Dude,
boy, did he do something weird in this episode.
he's kind of like, now that he's in the position of being basically the king, he's kind of like not up to it, you know, like emotionally at least. Aemond, he's just sort of kind of going back to this, like, I need mama, you know, like,
wow. And boy, does he need mama in more ways than one. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, he's like not someone who is indecisive, but at the very beginning, when he finds out his brother is gone, the king is gone, and he like pulls the maester right out of his bed.
Wants to cut his fucking head off. Like,
cut his head off. He's got him on the chopping block. And then someone is like, oh, this other person's missing, and he completely loses interest. Just he's like mid mid kill stroke, just like whatever. Whoa, yeah, dude.
That's how much he
Yeah,
needs his mom.
dude, this guy is twisted, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I was watching that with my wife, and we were like, "What?"
It makes sense though, man. He's a fucking Targaryen. You never know what the fuck they're gonna do, man.
That's true. Yeah, Targaryens, they keep it in the family. But yeah, but you know, he's not indecisive, and like he didn't follow through on that. And like, why is it like from his point of view, just because one person is gone doesn't mean the other person is not guilty, although you can see that the maester had nothing to do with it. Like he's like, what is going on?
Maester was completely confused by what was going on.
So clueless. Yeah. But there was no reason for, you know, Aemon to like hold back, you know.
Well, you can even tell when he realized the maester doesn't know. He was kind of pissed that he didn't get to hack his head off. He's like, yeah,
but, you know, like he's got the guy on the chopping block. He says the words, "I sentence you to die," and it doesn't follow through. So, you know, he's showing some indecisiveness. He's got this thing where, like, when someone else is in charge and he's snapping at their heels and second guessing them, Aemon, he's on fire. But when he's in charge and he's trying to direct everything, suddenly he's this lost little boy, you know, and like Mama has to talk some sense into him before he gets someone hurt. And she's just like, just go off to Harrenhal, you know, just chill there. Like, I guess that's where you go when you're a crazy Targaryen. Just go time out in Harrenhal, talk to some ghosts and stuff.
It's like the grass is always greener thing. Like he kind of rebels in the fact that he feels he should have been king. So he's always second guessing Aegon. But then when he's put in that position of power, he's like, oh shit, I'm not a strategist. I mean, not really, you know. But,
yeah, I can tell you what's wrong with your strategy.
I thought in the scene where she's telling him to go to Harrenhal and sort of face Daemon, I thought she was trying to get rid of him because she's still trying to play her plan out. And she did not expect to come home and see him sitting on the throne going, where the fuck have you been? You know, like,
is that what's going on?
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like,
okay,
because she comes home and finds out everything about her plan is all fucked up. You know, like now you have the Valerians and I think it was the Lannisters like fighting at sea. And then you have the I always forget the army, the transgender commander. You know, the one, you know who I'm talking, the one
they're
that's
basically they're basically Vikings.
They're like Vikings, and she's after the sea snake. She's after Corlys.
I think her name is Laris or Lara.
Great character. Great character.
Great character, dude.
We lose that character in this episode, but good, you know, but you know.
Yeah, and you know, she had her like she had her arc. You see her
well, that's the thing, like, you know, the Hand goes out there and is like, you know, trying to, you know, muster up these armies to help fight. And she immediately is like, fuck you, dude. Like, as soon as they get out there, she's like, let's go burn down the fucking Valerian, like, house, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit, that wasn't part of the deal. I'm altering the deal. Pray.
I know, right? Pray. I do not alter the deal. And, you know, she is definitely a badass, dude. I love watching.
Oh, dude, I loved the passion of that character for sure. Yeah.
What is her name?
That scene, I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but when Corlys, because he's like the greatest out at sea, when he takes him through that trench and he's like, there's no way they're going to make it through this. Like, so we'll take them through here and they'll crash. And then they both come out and she does a, what do they call that? Where you side smack into somebody.
Yeah,
dude. There's a term for it. I can't remember it, but
I don't know the term, but basically
that scene was bonkers, dude. I was like,
dude, I loved this because you can see the ship construction. You know, you as a sailor, I'm sure you loved it. But like we can see Corlys and his crew, they've got the old school galleons, you know, those with the square or the rectangular sails, like Columbus's ships, the Spanish galleon. And that is an older, heavier, slower model. And what the pirates, they're coming at him with some Corsairs. That's with the triangular sail. Those are the fastest sail. You know, that was the fastest sailing ship until we like switched over to actual engines and steam power and stuff. You know.
Oh, but I didn't know that.
Those are the cutties. What they do is they can sail into the wind. because of that triangular design, they're not trapped going in the direction the wind is going. They can actually catch the wind. And so they're faster, they're smaller, they're lighter. And you're seeing this clash of the bigger, heavier, like official fleet, and then the smaller, faster, the pirate raider fleet, each, you know, kind of doing their thing. And then when you get to the ramming, dude, that's going back to like ancient Greece and Rome, dude. That's how they would fight. They have the sails on the triremes, but you know, just straight up taking that battering ram, like that's how the Greeks were fighting, like in like Athens and Sparta and against Persia and all that. They're just trying to ram, it's just like that, sideswipe, ram that ship, and just do straight up Marines, just board, you know, just board and hand to hand it. And so you can see like these 3 different ship designs, and they merge the 2 together. They put the battering ram, whatever that's called, they put that onto the Corsair, you know. But you're seeing like 3 different styles of ship and like just maneuvering and stuff. And I just loved all of that so much, dude.
Yeah.
And they were just, oh man, they're so badass, you know.
One of the things that did bother me a little bit about it was that the battle had already started when we cut back to it. I wanted to feel the tension of them all just seeing each other, you know, through, you know, just, oh shit, they're coming in both sides. It just was already going. And I think that's where a lot of the purists are getting a little like, well, it's not as good as I want it to be because it's already happening. And I totally do get that. It does cut some of the tension when the battle's already going on. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Like we've been following Corlys in his ship, talking to his son, and those things were great. And then then they ring the bell and they're like, oh fuck. And that's where I was like, it's on. But then it cuts.
Yeah.
And then it comes back and the battle is just going on. And I got to ask you this. Why doesn't everybody just shoot flaming arrows at other ships? Because it appears to just like burn the ship down.
Yeah. Just burn the sails. Step 1, burn the sails. Like, you know, they got the oars and all that. But I mean, there was just something kind of like, not that scene right there, but remember earlier when you see Daemon at the end of one battle and then transitioning to the beginning of the next battle, I think the Starks, I guess the Winter Wolves or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, the Winter Wolves. That's Tommy Flanagan, man.
From Braveheart, right?
From Sons of Anarchy and Braveheart.
So those
are the Winter Wolf guys. Yeah, they were just kind of told to sit up there and wait to fight. Yeah. I was so glad to see Tommy Flanagan. I'm like, yeah.
But dude, I'm like, okay, in that moment, like everyone is just standing there. They're old. They're not moving very fast. They're in the tree line. This is looking like Gladiator. What do? Send in fire. Hello, behind Daemon's a dragon. If I'm Daemon, I'm like, okay, everybody step back and to the sides. Dragon, fire. Okay, we're done here. You know, like that would be it. There's not much of a fight there. And I'm glad that happened off scene because they got the dramatic tension there. But I'm like, dude, if you're staring at a dragon and you want to die, I guess you do this. But otherwise, you know, I mean, just rush them. You gotta get up amongst them, like how the Lannister. What was the Lannister who was advising the pirate? I don't remember his name, but you know, he's like, look, we gotta get our ships mixed up with the enemy so their dragons don't burn us because they don't want to burn their own people.
And
like,
she just wasn't listening to him at all.
Yeah, she's got her own plan. She's like, dude,
she wanted to kill Corlys bad.
And eat his ears.
In
his hall.
Yeah,
dude, they burnt that house pretty quick. It was like 10 minutes from when she gave the order.
Yeah, she gave the order, and then
Corlys just on fire.
Yeah, he sees it off in the distance, and he's like, I thought it was gonna fuck with his head, but it really didn't because he had
it did.
You know,
it did because from that moment he's paralyzed, and he's like, then Alan takes over. Alan sees that his dad.
You're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
But he does snap out of it, you know, and he does get into a fight. But then he's gone again. Now we're doing this where's Corlys thing all over again.
Yeah, I think. Well, I watched the happening on episode 2, and you do see him wash up on shore. So spoilers, you know.
But what about the Lannister? They got Chuck. How much do you weigh in that armor, Chuck?
See, that's the thing. Like
Throw the rest of them.
he's there the whole time. He's the one like setting this whole thing up. We need this blockade, like, but he went to the wrong person, man. This crazy.
Dude, and they got the fight. Remember, he was like, "You're gonna love my armor once we get into some hand-to-hand combat on board this ship." And that did happen, and he was holding it down, but she just added the plans for him, and following the friggin' sea snake through the rocks of that narrow pass, was the southern pass or whatever, the northern pass, I don't know what it was, but like, dude, like that's where Alan was like, okay, Corliss, he's been a horrible parent my entire life. There's no forgetting that, he's given me some fucking.
He's like, I love when he's like, I think you or me and your mom had a good time together. I think
that night in port once. I don't know. Dude, it's too bad they didn't invent condoms back then. That would have solved all these plot lines.
Yeah,
that's the bastards left and right. But Alan, he sees that Corliss, he's trying to repair. He says, look, it's all my fault. Like it's me. I'm sorry, and I can't make it up to you. But how about some dragon's piss, or what they call that? The dragons.
He just called it dragon water.
Yeah.
I thought they should. That's funny that you say that, because last night when I was watching, I'm like, they should have called it dragon's piss.
You really should have. But so he's like, okay, not only can my old man handle this drink that I can barely touch, because probably Alan is probably a teetotaler. He's probably too good of a guy to drink. Because remember, he doesn't like having sex with anyone because he doesn't want to have any illegitimate kids. So he's like a total hold it in, and he probably never drank before. But so he sees that his dad can drink. Plus, Corliss is the only one who can navigate that pass, and he's given those orders. I love seeing how the whole crew is working together. Where one person says oars up, first mate, oars up, and then below the deck, repeating the command. They got this whole voice chain going on. They got what's that guy's name? The barrelman up on the mast. It's like the eyes. He's checking out and calling things out.
I think he gets shot right off the top of that thing too during the battle. Yeah.
And I love it because that character had his whole arc, dude. He was doing his thing. He got his lines. He showed his importance, and then you see him get. And I was like, that was the guy. You see, he had the same outfit on, But that's what I love about this. But so Alan, he's starting to respect his dad. He's like, when he sees
his dad at sea, and what his dad means to, he's such a big presence in all the battles, because he's the commander of the sea. He controls those ships, and you get a good sense of that here and there from season 1 to season 2, and you see a little bit of it. He's not really in a lot of season 2 until the end. Now you see him just fucking doing what he does and slaying it,
And we haven't had that many big sea battles. Not like this.
No. Well, I think that's what people have the most problem with this episode. This is the battle. It's called the Battle of the. I kept saying Gorge. It's got a name, and it's in Game of Thrones. History. It's apparently the biggest battle of Game of Thrones. And even though I loved it, I could see why some people are like, well, I wanted it to be bigger. I wanted it to be longer. I can see that side, but I love it.
I have nothing. I have no expectations, so I'm just taking it as is, and it was amazing.
Let's check some chats real quick here. Just finished the episode from Movie Malice 610. Pretty solid so far. Wanted more fight. Still good though. And my buddy Protein 9756 loved the season opener. Thought it took a minute to get going, but ultimately was a great first episode. Yes. And considering it was an episode attached from last season, that makes sense. Stopping by to say hi, have fun. Thank you. And here's Josh. Here's our buddy Josh.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Broadside. Yeah, broadside is one of the actual terms for the way they hit each other. But there's a term in Star Wars Rogue One that I was looking for. It's like something else where a bunch of small ships will collide with a Star Destroyer and smash it into something. It's like battering ram. I can't remember what it's called. Our boy Scotty, dragons are gay, except the Rain of Fire dragons. Sorry. Dragons have what? Cloaca?
I
Okay.
think he's drunk.
I never saw the show. I'm being a ragamuffin. All good. Thanks for being here, Scotty. I know you don't. I don't think Scotty's a Game of Thrones person, but I'm happy he's here.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the battle is completely fucked because so you have Jace and you have his sister, and they're there doing their best. One of the dragons gets hit because when you're out there in those sea battles, those dragons.
Jason is cousin, right?
I'm sorry, Jason's cousin.
Yeah.
Those dragons are not. They're not nuclear bombs out there at sea, man. They can get taken down out to sea. That's some crazy shit, you know.
Yeah.
They got to be really strategic, and both of those riders are not super.
No, they're novices.
Yeah, very much. So then you have Reyna coming up with Sheep Stealer, and I don't even honestly. Maybe you can tell me. I don't even know how she got to that battle or why she was there.
She just wants to go home.
But how did she? Yeah, did she just accidentally get there?
No, because she says no. She was off looking for a dragon. Because hers was taken by Aemon. Like, remember when Aemon lost his eye when they were kids?
Well, that was her mom's dragon. It was Vagar was supposed to be hers. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so then she was off looking for Sheep Stealer because they'd heard that Sheep Stealer is out there somewhere, you know, stealing sheep. And so she was off looking for him, and that was part of like the montage before, you know, where like she basically like, I don't know if it was her. I think it was her like ties the goat up.
Oh, I do love the scene where she's got the stones to get on Sheep Stealer. You don't even know if he knows that she's there, you know, and he just starts riding, and then she's like, "Okay, cool. He accepted me. This is my dragon." And then he takes off, and she's like, "Wait, I don't know where the fuck I am." So then
she felt so abandoned right there in that moment.
Yeah, and I don't think she knew where she was. Yeah.
Well, he comes back with dinner.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you remember,
like the dragon's like a bird. You know, he's like a bird. He's bringing home like, you know, regurgitating.
Well, if you remember in season 2, she's out there for a long time just looking for the dragon. So you forget if you don't watch a couple episodes of season 2 that she hasn't eaten in a long time. So I love it. He drops these fucking like goats or whatever out of his mouth and just shoots them with fire, picks one up and fucking chucks it at her.
And in that moment, she's like, okay, I get it. We're bonded. That's the moment where, and so then she like starts devouring. I
think he gives her a look like, you better eat that shit because I gave it to you.
I cooked it. You're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
But then what does she say to him? Let's go home. And for her, home is Dragonstone. That's where she was raised. And so she's just going home to Dragonstone, and the fight just happens to be there. And so
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, when she gets home, she sees the fight off in the distance, and she goes, "Let's go help." And like, Sheep Stealer's like, I don't know any of these people.
Well, it shows how dumb she is because she doesn't understand that this dragon doesn't have an allegiance. It's a stray. Yeah. It's a fucking stray dog, dude.
It's basically feral, dude. It's a feral dragon. He's not raised around people. I mean, was around people, but many years ago, you know?
Yeah, a long time ago.
And so now it's like for this dragon to know which side it's on, and it even starts trying to, because it's an animal, and animals always eat something smaller than themselves.
Right.
Like the big fish eats little fish. So it just sees a smaller dragon and it's like, cool, I'm going to go eat it. Yeah, you know? And like,
I love how it's like it burns down a Valerian ship and it looks back. Hey, Mom, did you see what I did?
Are you proud of me? And she's just like, no. But so he's trying to eat the other dragons that have his rider's sister and cousin on them. And she's doing the best she can to be like, no. But I don't even know how he can hear her because this is a large creature. It's head.
That's all it, dude. That's the Game of Thrones way. It's like you're supposed to kind of suspend that part of disbelief where it's like they're always talking to them in you know, Targaryen or whatever, and you just have to kind of accept it that like they can hear each other.
Maybe the dragons have super dragon hearing for Valerian.
Maybe, yeah. But I did really like the scene where because I don't think Jace recognized Sheep Stealer, and he's like, "Fuck!" They're like, this dragon is shooting fire all over our ships. So he goes
says,
after it, and then he sees,
kill the dragon rider,
and then he sees who's on it, and he says, "Away, away, away!" Yeah. That was a good detail, man. Yeah, because Jace is like,
I love this because like Jace and also she's got such little screen time and so few words. The older sister, Bayla. So Bayla Targaryen she's
pretty. She's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. But so they're actually like when you hear them speaking, they're giving very good not plot development, but just breaking down the action for you, like, oh no, that's our friend, or like, attack, no, our friend, away, like those little words right there are so necessary for me, the audience member, to just, like understand what's going on in this fight, who's hitting who and why. And all it takes is a word or two, which is awesome, and they do that.
And it's Helena Targaryen, right? The one that can see the future.
Helena, she's not in it yet, but she was in this episode.
Yeah, she was. She went. Was she? Remember, she went to Aemond and said, "I know what you did." Like you
in this episode.
Oh shit, that might have been from the final episode of season 2. Sorry.
Yeah, she actually got some dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, because she had told Aemond, like, I know that you tried to kill your brother. I saw it.
She becomes a dragon. She does have a dragon, right? She will become more of a warrior at some point, I think, doesn't she? According to the books or something.
I love it that Josh watched it last night. Josh, you're in the chat. I want to know what you thought of the episode because I know you are a fan of the show like us. I want to know what you think because you're giving us some good, hey, you guys are dumb. You don't remember this, blah, blah, blah. So no, you didn't say that. But
yeah, she was just taking Sheep Stealer home, Josh. That's exactly what she was doing. Yeah.
Saw the just went to I think he's a little behind because you answered that for me. But yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Man, dude. Like, I don't know how much of this was practical, how much of this was CGI. Obviously, every aerial shot is a rendered, of course. But, man, like, the ships themselves are just gorgeous to look at, man. Holy shit.
Those had – I would not be surprised if they had, like, basically a full ship built out.
I bet they at least have a half a ship. Yeah. Maybe a full
like the top deck. And they didn't really show anything below deck. You could just have like a little wall with a hole in it and some oars and just I think that's all they did.
Well, you can build a replica. You can build a life-size replica, and you can always redesign it so it seems like a different ship too.
Exactly. Yeah, change some things around and stuff.
Yeah.
But they had some incredible underwater shots. Progression of the action with the ships, like when one of the ships got rammed. And the moment that it splits into
that was the fucking sea snake that got rammed. That was the sea snake.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's right.
That ship is fucking toast, man.
Dude, so toast. But dude, some great underwater shots when people are like Jairus, but also the Lannister guy and other people like getting thrown off and then hitting the underwater rocks, trying to like pull off their armor and stuff, dude. Yeah. The camera looking up, because I haven't done any years, but scuba diving, getting underwater. And when you look up, it's just such a cool view, like the way the sun comes down through the water and you can't really you only see that if you're underwater, And so I love that they did a bunch of those camera shots.
So speaking of underwater, we lose Vermax in this episode. We lose Jace's dragon, who I always loved.
Drink.
Yeah. Hey, pour one out.
It's a Vermax. And Jace.
Oh God, yeah, that scene was crushing. It was crushing. I've never read the source material, but I had a feeling that he was going out there to do the right thing, protect his mom, and go out there and be a leader. I kind of had a feeling that might happen. And again, if that episode was at the end of season 2 and you left it there, that would have been pretty fucking great too. But I'm fine with it being here, But that would have been a fucking because now you have Rhaenyra, who was all about son for a son, because at the end of season 1, fucking Vhagar came and swallowed my other son. and his dragon, and that wasn't really
when
Amon's fault.
Amon, remember when she was
that,
so happy at the beginning of this season 3, episode 1?
That's like, what I mean.
No,
she's
I
like,
talked to Allison. Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's going to be great. They're going to let me in. I get to kill my nephew and take his head.
Yeah, I get to take his head off.
It's going to be safe, and it's going to be all over. It's wonderful. I'm just like, we'll go back to that one part.
And she was really excited because she's always just wanted this to end. She doesn't want people to die. She's not a good person. She's done mass genocide already. She's not a great person, but she does want it to stop, so she was giddy because she's going to be queen, but also because she wants it to be over. And she knows that, Aemon and Aegon, both of them are fucking shitheads. It doesn't matter who's worse, So she's all giddy about that, and then you just see all these plans that Alicent had set up with her just falling apart one after another. So I'm getting back to the point that the whole setup was a son for a son, and Alicent accepts it even though she's crying. Now Rhaenyra has lost 2 sons.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, so you have to. So this season is going to be where Rhaenyra completely flies off the handle and does a fucking straight up fucking Targaryen massacre. But okay, let's see what Josh said about I loved it. I didn't even know it was premiering last night. Just ran across it. Shocking ending, but it's Game of Thrones, so you have to shrug it off. Yeah. Well, I mean, from what I understand, at least the first 4 episodes of the season are all going to be just insane. I wish they were all insane. I don't know why 5, 6, 7, and 8 wouldn't be, but I don't think people have seen those yet. So,
well, speaking of the Targaryens and the Valerians, basically Rhaenyra is the rightful queen, but no one cares.
No one cares anymore. Nobody cares. Well, I think I can't remember who it was that says that to her, but they're no one's ever
aunt at the very beginning.
Yeah, no one's ever going to see you as the queen at this point. Men
would rather see the realm burn than sit a woman on the throne or something.
Well, not even just a woman, but just they're just so nobody cares about her anymore. It's like
she's irrelevant. She
had a time where she could have taken it, but Daemon sort of fucked all that up. So now Daemon's trying to kind of make up for it, but that's my biggest issue with this episode. Not enough Daemon, because he's the best. He's only in one scene,
doing his Daemon thing.
Yeah, he's got thousands of motherfuckers now. And that's why I said earlier, Babak, I think Alicent is sort of trying to get rid of Aemon, because she's like, just go to Harrenhal. Just go there and face your uncle, or whatever. Yeah, I think it's his uncle, but just go there and fuck off. And because she's like, I can't have Aemon here when I think that Rhaenyra's coming here to claim the throne. But then she gets back and fucking Aegon's gone. She's like, where the fuck is this guy? He's gone too.
Oh, hey, we haven't talked about Aegon yet.
Yeah. My dick exploded in a.
Dude,
it looked like a sausage over a fucking fire pit.
Dude, he is still such a frat boy. Even still,
even still, he would not bend the knee, man. He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, fuck you. And he gets punched right where the sausage popped.
Yeah.
But Larys Strong. What about it? He's the last guy that I would ever imagine just straight up telling the truth to someone.
I was shocked, though, I was shocked that he was basically sending him to Rhaenyra's. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? How is this possible? Because, when they get caught by the Knights Guard commander or whatever.
Troll, isn't it?
But that guy was the main guy, though. That guy's been in all the seasons. I just can't remember his name. But he's like, who are you guys? And they're like, we're nobody. And he's like, actually, he's the fucking king. And he's like,
the guy you want.
What are you doing, man?
and I think it's just because Larys is out for Larys, dude. He's
he's the worst, man. He's worse than Littlefinger, man. Way worse.
Yeah. And dude, this is the guy that was jerking off to Alicent's feet, and that was her payment to him for his services, dude. He
Yeah,
is a
that was
sick,
weird.
twisted. Yeah, he's got some issues, and like I feel like he's a quick thinker, and in that moment, he was just like, the best thing is for me to just tell this person the truth, and that's the only way we're going to get out of this because he's about to execute us
Well,
because he thinks we're nothing.
I thought that was his plan all along, the way, because he's like, imagine the ransom you can get for this king. I thought that was his plan all along, but you might be right. He was just thinking on the fly. Yeah.
I think that he's just trying to, he's like always thinking in this moment, what do I got to do? And he set things up. So like, what was he was like, dude, the war is coming. I'm a cripple. I'll be the first one to go. I got to get some valuable things. What does he take? He takes, some bodyguards and an armored car, right? And a vehicle. But he takes all those ravens to communicate.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because he's a strategist. He's a thinker. He's a diplomat. He's not a fighter. Those are his weapons. His only thing are words. He cannot ever last 3 seconds in a fight.
No. Well, he can barely walk. Yeah.
Yeah, he can barely walk.
No, he's very much like Littlefinger, where he's sort of like a strategist. He's always scheming. He's always scheming.
So he gets the most valuable, person he can find, the king, and he gets the ravens, and he gets armored up, and he's like, we're getting the fuck out of here, and he's going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out. He's going to figure it out on the way. Like, he just knows what is valuable and what is not. And he's like, I'm going to make it up as I go along.
Yeah.
Dude, how much does this guy look like the friggin' Emperor right here from Star Wars?
Dude, he looks like a dickhead. Like, his face looks like a dickhead.
He literally looks like a dickhead.
Yeah. Like, if South Park had a character that was just a talking dickhead, this is what it would be.
This would be it. Yeah. But like, when it's just straight up like, no, you shouldn't kill us. You should ransom us. Like, he's looking at this guy and he's like, dude, you're stupid. You're so stupid. If I was you, I would not kill us. I would ransom us. I would kill those guys because they're not going to get any ransom. They're just going to eat. You're going to have to pay for their passage. And so this Captain Guard is like having his thinking done for him by the smartest guy in any room all the time, unless he's like in the small council. But Otto's not there, so maybe he is the smartest guy.
Dude, that's another thing that sucks, man.
Where the fuck is Otto Hightower?
Well, remember, I just rewatched episode 8 of season 2, dude. Otto has just been in a fucking cell since the beginning of season 2.
But we don't know who's holding him, where he is.
And he's not. No, we don't. And he's not supposed to be in that much of this season, which sucks because he was one of the best characters for sure.
Well, he set everything up at the beginning.
He did. He's the one that got Alicent to even go to fucking Viserys at the beginning of the show. Yeah,
exactly. He was like, "Wear your mother's dress."
When Aegon didn't kneel, he had. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right.
He was like, you know what, dude? Frat boy's not working with me here. You may as well.
He's like, don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro.
And every other word is fuck. Fuck this. Fuck that. Fuck you.
Oh, I love it that you get some Rhaenyra's, like when she gets locked up, she's like, open the fucking door. And I was like, yeah, dude. You go.
Right.
Yeah,
but dude, so Larys was doing that, so I presumably.
Let's get the hell out
of here! Sorry, it's been a while.
So Larys Strong is getting the king Aegon. No, not Aegon. Aegon, right? Yeah, Aegon. Aegon the second. Sorry, Aegon the second.
Yes.
Second of his name. He's sending King Aegon to Dragonstone, which is the location of the Battle of the Gullet, the largest sea battle in the whole Westeros history. And it's like, that's just going to be throwing a match. And like, it's like you're taking this burnt guy into the firebox, like there's going to be some stuff that happens when they show up there, because I think that right now the center of action is around Dragonstone.
I don't even know what his play. I don't even know what Strong's play was with Aegon. Like, yes, he wanted to get him out of there. I think, did he think like Aemond was going to kill him? I don't even know why they. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because
I think that we'd have to go back and rewatch it, but like he was like, basically, to stay here now is to die, because this city is going to be a war zone, and people like me don't survive. So yeah. Someone is going to do it, But he may have had a specific threat that he was responding to.
It was something.
That's kind of what he's. Yeah. but he's trying to position himself. He's always just trying to position himself.
How
remember,
fucking cool is this shot, dude?
Dude,
and there were so many shots
cool.
like this in it where it just shows you this grand scale. Like, and you think of all the components that it takes to make this, like a fan blowing the actor's hair, the saddle, like, and then just making all this like work with, you know, like fucking new age rotoscope. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut us off from the story, but like,
no, I love
like
that. So
shots in this episode that some of the greatest shots ever. Well, rotoscoping is basically where you're tracing movements that are happening. So like if an animator put a dragon in a shot and then there's the actor and you have that, then you have to basically trace where everything is happening. It's just basic like special effects. It's very old school shit, you know.
Okay.
Created in the late 60s, but
it's an after effect though. It's like post
sort of, yeah.
Not,
but
it's not something in camera.
There's so many fucking amazing shots in this episode alone, dude. Like I was just blown away. You know, the people that are getting to like detail, I mean, you know, more power to them. Anybody that watches the show, have whatever opinion you want, but
yeah,
I was like just blown away visually first and foremost by the last like 30 minutes of this episode, you know.
Not just these epic, like, yes, all shots, like how you're saying with the prop and the fan and the costuming and then the green screen and then all that stuff. Yes, but they do such great camera work.
Yeah.
Like close focus. So many things they didn't, you know, like normal. I hate the standard sort of like camera, like where you block it out, where it's like, okay, this person will stand here at this angle. This person will stand here at this angle. And they will be at this part of the room. And in the room, we will frame the following features to establish location. Like that's, you know, okay, great, fine. You have to do that to establish location, character, whatever. But the way that they get the camera up in people's faces, not even a whole face, just the eyes, and then behind, sort of the soft focus, the other character, but just sort of part of their body. And then it's so misty.
I noticed that too. Yeah.
Everything is grayscale and sepia tone, the interior shots, the exterior
that's the
shots.
thing. When you're just
with clouds, with the dragon swooping down into the clouds from the mountaintop, dude. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Whenever you just have two characters in this amazing set and they're having a conversation, like, and I know that there's different directors that shoot different, you know, episodes. Like you had Alan Taylor do Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones. He went on to do movies because people loved that episode, you know. But like just the simple characters talking in rooms that some people just can't get past, so they can't get into the show. I love the shot reverse shot. I love the 50-50 shot. Like, you know, those shots are very standard, but if you know how to switch back from one to the other, it just makes it.
I don't know what those mean.
Well, a 50-50 shot is just two people on screen at the same time talking, and they're using up equal amounts of the frame, basically.
Okay.
Shot reverse shot is the editor going, do I do an over the shoulder shot and show somebody talking? How often should I cut back between who's talking and who's not, who's listening, and stuff like that? Very basic shots, but like Game of Thrones always gets very creative because they know there's lots of people talking in stone rooms, you know, like, so they always get very creative. They have bird's eye shots and tracking shots. It's all, now I'm boring everybody, but yeah, that's
great camera work. Great camera work.
Great camera.
You know,
especially this part.
But all of that looked real. And none of it was.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's get to all right, so I'll set the stage here.
Oh boy.
So we already said Vermax dies, and it was really sad because he got hit right in the gut. And the sound design was amazing when he got hit. Like that sounded like that hurt that motherfucker. You know, it was like, it was like a dragon noise, but you're like, this dragon's not going to make it. You know?
Well, it was the second shot. The first shot, when I rewatched it, the first harpoon just kind of got into the harness. It didn't even actually pierce the flesh.
No, but the one that goes right into the lower gut.
Exactly. So the first one, because they used harpoon twice. The first time was badass. That's where I think her name is Lara. Is that her name? I can't even find her here. The pirate.
Yeah, the transgender crazy pirate. Yeah.
Yeah, she's straight up. She's like, call me Lara Dragon Slayer or something like
She was
that.
fucking hardcore, dude. She was
Dude,
mad.
she's hardcore. She's only the second person who's like taken that shot. The first one was in Game of Thrones, where it was one of my favorite characters, Bronn, not Bran, but Bronn.
Bronn.
Who, yeah, dude. He gets that scorpion shot off on the and hits that dragon. So this is the same thing, the same shot, but from a boat deck, which we haven't really seen that much. We've seen them, but we haven't seen the dragon get hit with them.
Yeah.
And so this is a scorpion. It's a huge crossbow like the Romans had them. And so we've seen them up on city walls.
Abigail Thorne is the name. Abigail Thorne.
The actress?
No, the fucking the crazy the warrior. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, continue. Yeah.
And so the first harpoon just got caught up in the harness, and it was almost like an easy out where the dragon Miramax had not touched water yet, and then the other dragon came in and just conveniently snapped it with its wing, I guess. Great. Okay, I'll take it. Fine. But you're right, dude. The second one, you can see the rib cage tearing open. The harpoon at first it's stuck up, and then in successive shots, it's tearing open the ribs and because remember they're full of fire, and like their blood is like lava, so you can see the smoke coming out of it, which was like a smoking wound, but hold on, just thought of this, wouldn't the harpoon melt once it got inside the dragon?
No.
Because the dragon is basically a volcano.
No, that's not true. They have two glands in their mouths, and when they combine and hit each other, it turns into the fire.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. So they have two things inside their mouths.
They have shown that.
Yeah,
that's true. They did show that in one shot. I recall the shot. I don't remember what episode it was, but you've seen the dragons have heat inside of them. They're very hot creatures.
Yes, for sure.
And their blood, when it dropped on people, just like burned them to death.
Yeah, you remember? It's like oil. It's like hot oil.
Yeah, it's like boiling oil.
When it burned all those people in season 2,
have to be some kind of tempered.
I'm guessing maybe those are. They might be engineered or rigged to be kind of for a dragon in case they
exactly. They have to.
Yeah. It must be Valerian steel. That would
Valerian steel. No, I mean, tempered. They do have steel, but they can't make it in like the way we do industrially for like large things.
Right.
Swords and blades, small objects.
My guess is that those things are sort of rigged.
Iron.
Something like iron or something. Yeah. But we're talking about so we're talking about Jace here, and as we talk about Jace,
right in the neck,
we got to talk about Jace's fate.
Right in the neck.
First one, I love how the sound designer chose to make it very subtle.
Yeah,
like the music was cut. It was just like he gets hit in the back, and you're like,
he's like, what? Like,
and then he turns around, and then. Another one,
and you hear the dudes
and he's dead by the time the third one hits him.
Yeah, and you hear the dudes on the boat cheer when they see that they hit him because they're all shooting at him, or multiple people are shooting at him, and only really like one of them, a couple of them get him, 2 or 3, but you kind of hear them cheer in the background, and then when the dragon is going underwater, you see all the blood coming out of the dragon.
It's so sad, Miramax.
And then he's dude. But he's doing this little Saint Sebastian thing here. With the,
is that right? Arrows. Is that right?
Yeah, Saint Sebastian was tied to a post, but
I guess I was reading up on how many riders have died with their dragons, and I'm like, somebody was saying something like it's very, it's. I can't remember what I'm gonna blunder this whole thing, but it's like when you die with your dragon, like you merge or something, like there's something about it that's very not common or whatever, and it's like I would think it'd be pretty common if someone shoots your dragon and you fall, you probably die. But this one, he didn't die at the same moment of Veramax, but this scene was the saddest scene in all of House of the Dragon so far. Kind of the last beacon of a good person, now gone. Now everyone sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Now his youngest brother, Joffrey, what happened to him? Did he get shipped off? Wasn't he sent off somewhere?
I think he's the one that evaded like death at the beginning of season 2. I think they were going to kill him, but they didn't kill him.
But remember, that's true. But remember, the whole thing was that Rhaena was supposed to take Joffrey somewhere safe, and she ditched. Like once their caravan left, she ditched him and went off looking for sheep stealer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Joffrey, he's still out there somewhere, and he's young enough, and he hasn't had any screen time really.
No, not really.
So that character, he'll come to his own later. But I wonder if he'll be a part of this. But he's it. He's the last heir of the rightful queen.
Yeah.
In this, even though he's like, I mean, it's I guess he gets it through her. He has his right through his mother, not through his father. Regardless.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking about Jace? Because like Jace, was bastard.
all of them, all those. Yeah, but their claim to the throne. Because remember, he was like, "Mom, I'm a bastard," and she's like, "You're my son, and you're my heir."
Yeah.
And so she's saying, "No, it doesn't matter who your dad is. You're getting it through me."
She's like, all my other sons were made by your uncle.
Dude. Oh man. Anyway,
I loved this guy this episode coming through and
Alan
fucking killing the mad pirate lady that was after his dad. That scene was
basically
awesome.
Killed Corlys. She like took him out.
Like he flew off the ship. So you're like, where is he? And this dude just straight. This guy just been looking for
his home.
Yeah,
burnt his home, destroyed his fleet, took him down, like put him in the water, and then his son comes in, and Alan is like,
this dude just looking for daddy's approval came through, man. Dude. Fucking damn, dude. He straight up.
Didn't he draw with her own dagger? Did he use her dagger?
Yeah, he had that little tiny neck one, and it took me a second to even see it. He got her right there, and I was like, "Where is that?" And then they kind of show her go down slow.
I think he took it off of her.
Probably, yeah, because she had all those really cool looking daggers.
She should have been using that the whole time, but I don't know.
Little dirt. Yeah, but it's so great. Like then she like slowly goes into the water. I'm like, I think this bitch is gonna jump out again.
I know, right? She's like, you think that's all it takes?
Yeah, I got one more left in me. But yeah, that was it.
Yeah, dude. But there's gonna be a new strong female warrior lead with like black hair that I saw in the trailers. I don't know anything about the character or what's gonna go on, but they're definitely like they can't have two of the same character types.
Right.
Gotta, like one, then they're going to bring in a similar character. It's just they have that representation there and stuff. But,
I wanted to bring up these guys, even though the third's not there, because they gave these guys a lot of screen time at the beginning. The three.
What's with the daggers? Why does everybody just have a tiny?
I love he's got that. It's like a 2-inch dagger. It's like, dude, you have a dragon, but they're very vulnerable.
That's like street legal. You could carry that into a classroom. That would not hurt.
Well, they're not on their dragons though. They're just fucking regular dudes,
Yeah, they're just regular dudes,
But I do love the dynamic between these three because the one guy was just like a drunk, and now he's obsessed with power, and he's just like telling everybody to fuck off because he's got a dragon. The guy on the left there, I totally forget these guys' names. So he's the one with the wife and
the Hammer, right? Isn't he like Harold Hammer or something?
Yeah, he is the most badass. The scene last season where they put that one dragon.
Yeah,
in the
room
just
with like, go on and kill me.
No, he goes, come on! Like he just stares it right in the face, and the dragon's like, all right, you're cool. But...
Yeah, okay. Which other people had done already. Other people had already got up in the dragon's face, and the dragon just ate him like earlier.
Yeah, but he just like he had something in him, and he's got the sick kid and the wife. He's just kind of like a peasant, fucking flea bottom.
Yeah, he's the good guy. He's definitely a good guy right now.
Yeah, so you have these two guys that are taking their job seriously. It's an honor to have a dragon. And the other guy, we don't know what is going to happen with that guy. He's going to fucking kill. Yeah, he was only in one scene in this episode, but these two guys are good. They're good dudes. So maybe there are a
Oh, no,
couple
no,
characters left that
they're
are
great
good.
characters. Adam, so it's Alan and Adam, and they're the two illegitimate sons of Corliss that we've been following.
Okay.
And Alan, he's very uptight and held it in, and he's trying to prove himself. And Adam, he's always been kind of a swindler. He was sort of the more happy-go-lucky, but he's sort of maturing a little bit. So it's kind of cool to have Adam there, but like you said, they're not playing their part yet. But they're
not
Dragon
yet,
Riders.
not yet. But they did remind us that they're there, and they put them on watch. And then the drunk guy that's all like
Hugh Hammer is the serious one. But what's the drunk's name? He's not Erelon, is he?
I can't remember his name, but like his hubris in the whole situation, he kind of
he's the guy.
We're not here to watch.
Everybody buys drinks at the bar. He's never paid for a drink in his life.
He's the guy that never picks up around.
He never picks up around. Everyone always buys him drinks because he can tell stories about how incredible he is. And
I love it when they first put the 3 new riders at dinner with Rhaenyra at Dragonstone, and he's just being a total dick. He's licking his fingers and spitting and bossing people around.
Ulf.
She goes,
his name is Ulf.
Yeah, and she goes, she's like, I expect you to conduct yourself as a knight, and he goes, best make me a knight then.
Yeah, exactly. Like that guy doesn't know when to shut up.
Yeah.
But here he knows to get out, because what's with the witch and the friggin' centaurs, dude? Or not the centaurs, the what do you call the fawns? Like from Greek mythology here, like when that witch shows up.
Oh yeah, you see that weird fucking furry centaur thing. Yeah, dude. You only see it for a brief second.
Yeah, just looking down, and it's like, is that her true form, or is that just like a?
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what that was supposed to be. Like I was watching it. I was watching it last night, and I'm like, what?
Satyr. It's like it basically like what people imagine as Satan. In the Greco-Roman, it was a half human, half fawn, half baby deer. So it has the hooves of the deer. Or
keep going. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Keep going.
Yeah, I got to reload my drink too. But yeah, basically the horned, like almost like a centaur. A centaur is another form of this. But this is something that we don't really see in the Game of Thrones world. Is this sort of like this these different gods, sprites and spirits from like the forest, like with the fairies and things like that we see in a lot of the Celtic, mythology and everything. So it's kind of cool to see that one witch, and she does have a bit more of like an Irish accent. So I think that sort of set her apart from everybody else. But it's kind of cool to see that they do have different types of supernatural in here. The dragons are one form, but over here there's this whole other part where we don't ever see any creatures that look like that with the antlers, unless it's that one Baratheon dude from Night of the Seven Kingdoms, but those weren't his real antlers. He was just wearing a hat. So it's really kind of cool to see that. And this scene where the dragon riders are waiting in ambush, the ambush that never happened, because the battle was going on somewhere else and things, didn't work out. And then suddenly the witch shows up, and, she's interacting with Daemon. So is she on his side? Is she on Rhaenyra's side? I don't know. Is she's on their side? Because when they're standing there and they're like trying to figure out, should they stay or should they go? Do we stay here for the ambush that's never going to happen, or are we going to leave? And then first we see when Ulf is taking a dump, and he's like holding fern. Like, is that his toilet paper? Like, is he gonna wipe his ass with a fern? Like, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't think he ended up wiping his ass at all. But
no, I think he just got scared shitless and he just stood up and ran.
I think you're thinking of a minotaur, by the way, right? The minotaur.
Well, the minotaur was a half bull.
Oh, okay.
The minotaur was the bull head.
Okay, gotcha.
That was in the labyrinth. But what's it called? No, but so what I'm thinking is that maybe this creature is a shapeshifter. It presents as a beautiful woman to Daemon because that's the only time he's going to speak to a woman, right? but like, but that's not its true form. And so, is it the same creature? Is that goat or whatever the animal was that goes up to Ulf when he's taking a dump and scares him, and is like, "What?" You know?
Oh, it had to. It had to be. It had to be.
Then shifts into the half goat with the big antlers, you know, man looking creature that was looking down the cliffs at them, and Hammer like kind of looks for a second, is like, what? And he gets distracted and looks back, and it's gone. And then who appears? The woman who introduces herself as a witch. That's all the same creature, right? That's all the same character.
I'm thinking it is, yeah.
I'm thinking it is because it's a shapeshifter.
It was a setup and then sort of another setup for it. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're planting seeds right now for what that means, but that was a weird scene though. I was like, I had to double take and then rewind and look at it.
Yeah, kind of. I need to watch that again to get what's going on, because it's sort of like when whenever and she didn't have any screen time here, but anytime Helena speaks, you have to stop, turn the volume up all the way, turn on the subtitles, go and rewatch it 3 times, because whatever she's saying is like, she's the narrator. She's those characters that see forward and backward in time, or are aware of things in more than one place at the same time. Those characters, the narrator, those are the ones that are going to be further in the plot and really explaining what's going on. And so you really got to listen to them. And you know, she's the one that was, when Damon was going nuts back in Harrenhal, that was this creature. I don't even want to call her a she. Like, I don't know what the gen like.
No. You talking about,
what does that mean?
The witch?
You know, like
the witch.
Yeah, the witch.
She flat out says to him. He goes, "What are you?" And she goes, "I'm a witch." Like, yeah, she fucking says it.
Witch, you know, tells them. But is she on their side? Like, she's been interacting with this team, but she's obviously not part of like the human realm. It's a supernatural creature that's just been haunting Harrenhal. Like, it's just been there for the longest time. Everyone is
do you remember?
Everyone's aware of it.
Do you remember when we were watching season 2 together and doing the live reactions? When she first showed up in Harrenhal to Damon, we didn't even know if anybody else could see her. We assumed that it was like in his head or something, but then you see other people talking to her.
There's only one time. And
there's only one time.
It does establish that the people there are aware of her and they're familiar with her. And I think that she's some sort of local spirit that's just tied to that place somehow, and may have pre-existed all the humans that showed up, and it just wants peace in its realm. And so maybe she's trying to just direct Damon and everyone to get all the armies out of that area.
Maybe.
I don't know what that creature is or what its motivation is, like, but it's definitely something that's furthering the plot, because watch what's going to happen. There's going to be some epic battle, and it's going to be like one side's going to win, and then those dragon riders are going to show up right at the moment. They're going to turn the tide. And why? Because of whatever conversation they just had here. You know, so they're setting that up.
The witch is Ilsa Rivers, right? Like,
Ilsa Rivers.
Ilsa
right.
Rivers. Yeah.
And Rivers is a place. It's not a general thing, right?
Well, and remember in season 2, like, she had Damon sort of connect with the Weirwoods. And that's when he saw Daenerys.
Remind me what happened there.
So she has him connect with the Weirwood trees, and he puts his hand on it, and it starts bleeding all down his hand. And that's where he sees Daenerys with the 3 dragons. He sees the White Walkers.
Oh,
so he's seeing the premonition of Game of Thrones. Yeah, he's seeing the total premonition of Game of Thrones, like season 1, season 3, season 7. It's pretty crazy shit. And I think, oh God, I can't remember his name. He's kind of like the caretaker or king or whatever of Harrenhal. And he's the only other one, I think, that when Ilsa Rivers is in the room with Damon, that he seems to speak to her or acknowledge her, but that could be like an optical illusion that we're seeing, where it kind of seems like he's talking to someone, but we don't really know if he's talking to her.
Well, it can also be that different people see different forms at the same time.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, that's true
and
too.
Maybe he sees like one of his servants, you know, because because you'll see that where like Damon will see. Remember in that room where Damon is looking and he sees his dead wife, and then he's just staring at her, and then everyone else, when they look at her, they see just a regular surveying woman that they're always used to seeing there.
Well, that's the thing. This season 2 really sets, like, Damon is tripping out the entire fucking season. In season
that guy's
2.
on some powerful stuff. I don't know. If
So when we finally see her, you and I were kind of watching it, going like, I think it's in his head. But then again, that one little thing, we're like, okay, well, yeah. But again, that could be just something that happened that seemed like it matched up, but didn't. We're clearly going to find out. But again, we didn't really get any Damon in this episode. Not really,
It's such a large, cast.
No, but it's great because they're talking about him a lot. Like, he's got thousands and thousands of fucking people on his army. Like, so he's going to come and wreck shop as soon as he fucking shows up. Wait,
remind me, what was the deal with the lions?
Oh, when they're killing all those lions on the ground?
Where did the lions come from?
Wasn't that the Lannister battle that was going on where they're just fucking shanking all these lions on the ground?
So they were fighting the Lannisters there. I gotta go back because I think that's wrapping up something from last season.
It could have been the Brackens and the Blackwoods, but I'm not sure because the Brackens and the Blackwoods are still fighting.
Remember how so that was the thing. Damon was over there at Harrenhal. You had the Blackfires, the Blackwoods and the Brackens and Blackwoods or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're fighting over river, right? The Riverlands.
Yes.
And that's why Damon is like, dude, the dragon will just burn all the dead and won't spread any plague. It's good. And the young lord, who's the one who made Damon kill his henchman on the other side, was like, that's not our way. Rivermen must return to the mud. Damon's like, fuck, dude, we're gonna sit here and spend all this man hour like burying the dead. Like, come on, dude. But that was this is them. Damon was assembling the Riverlands, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're like the most populous. I think they're the largest population outside of outside of King's Landing. King's Landing is like half the
You know what? I just watched season 2, episode 8 last night. You're right. That's who he was assembling. And he's got like 10,000 men or some shit,
Yeah. And so he had to do what he had to do to get them to bend the knee to him because he's representing Rhaenyra. And
they didn't know who they were following. They thought they were following him. And then Rhaenyra shows up and
that's right. Yeah. And then he's like, my niece.
She kind of turns him into a cuck, but it's fine because that was his plan all along anyway. He's like, all these men are for you,
Dude, he's such a wild card.
He's awesome.
You never know.
You never know what he's going to do.
Damon Targaryen, you never know.
Thanks, Buckmaster. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it for 8 weeks, brother. 8 weeks. We got more. Josh says I completely missed
Satyr.
The satyr fawn creature.
I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Oh, dude, Josh, it's a blink and a miss. It's a blink and a miss shot. Yeah. It really, I had to go back and watch it because I'm like, is that a fucking elk with his ass hanging out? What the fuck is that thing? Yeah.
But he's got the hairy legs.
Yeah. Legs, and then next thing you know, you're like, okay.
Big old antlers, dude.
That character kind of reminded me of like was it the Red Witch? Was she called the Red Witch in Game of Thrones? Not
Melisandre.
The one that was like walks off. She's got the
fire witch,
the ambulance that keeps her young. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, there's like a mystique about her that kind of feels similar to that character. Not from power structure.
Character. No. But just the look. Like they got her with the Melisandre character, and
except now we're in 2026, so we can't see naked women everywhere.
Females anymore. Yeah, exactly. Only
we're gonna see a lot of dick everywhere.
A lot of swinging.
Yeah, you could have checked out both boxes.
A lot of naked twinks crying into their grandmother's titties, dude. Like, come on, bro.
You're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe?
Dude, Dude, it's just funny with the casting because like when you see these actors like in real life, and you just see them speaking like as their normal self or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
like the Ewan Mitchell is nothing like Aemon Targaryen.
Dude,
Like
Aemond is like the nicest dude in the world, like in
so
real
nice,
life.
but
Yeah.
so incredibly flamboyantly gay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so it's like, dude, there's no way they could convincingly get him to be like in a sex scene with a hot
How
female. Like it just
how
wouldn't work,
fucking intimidating and badass does he seem though on screen though? He just owns it,
Dude, he's got great presence,
It was like the
Uh,
first time that I saw Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead, who plays Rick Grimes. When I first saw him in an interview, and I'm like, oh my God, like he's this like giddy British guy. I'm like, what? I'm like, he used to talk like this, Carl. You gotta kill the walkers in the barn. And then you hear him
yeah,
talk, and he's like, oh my God, this was such an amazing scene. You're like, what?
I know, right? Yeah, well, Matt Smith kind of could sound like Daemon Targaryen, you know,
Well, Matt Smith
like
already has that voice
that
that
British,
sounds like he
yeah.
could be 13, like his balls are dropping slowly, but he's such a badass, though. He's such a badass. I love Matt Smith. Doctor Who.
One of the only people that I've seen like interviews of just on YouTube or whatever is Fabian Frankel, who plays Sir Kristen Cole, and like
Yeah.
he
He's
seems
Welsh.
funny.
He's a Welshman. He's a Welshman.
Is he? Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
tell with his name, but they got a lot of Welsh actors here. But
Well, you can hear in his voice that he's trying to do a proper like English accent, but you can hear he sounds a lot like Christian Bale when he tries to do an English accent because Christian Bale's Welsh. They do this crunch up thing with their tongue.
Okay, I can't catch that, but I would love to. But yeah, it's just funny like listening to him because he's like, dude, I can't even ride a horse. Like whenever they have me riding a horse, it's just me on top of a saddle, just kind of like pretending like this, he's just laughing at himself and stuff. But his voice sounded very similar, to the character, just not not so like morbid.
Dude, I know everyone is like crushing Lady Rhaena for, everyone online's crushing her for being dumb and taking Sheep Stealer. But I'll give her props, dude. She was in that battle without a saddle and just fucking hanging on
just
by those
hanging on to the back, just grabbing the thorn. And this is a large creature.
Fucking thorns, dude. Like, how the fuck are you still on that thing, man?
I think she probably just burrowed in like a tick. She's just like getting amongst all those thorns and stuff. But
you know what's going to be weird though, Babak? In either next episode or the episode after that, they're going to have to do some kind of time jump because a lot of the young actors are going to be fucking 2 years older, like, so, I mean, the show's done a really good job of progressing time. Cause if you remember season 1 spanned like 25 years, it starts out with the young Alicent and Rhaenyra, and then it jumps like 20 years and then it jumps 5 years. So
these characters like Joffrey and, Viserys, Jacaerys, and, all these others, you saw them as babies. Like you saw their parents when they were young, which is really kind of cool. It is a generational story.
No, it's a lot different than Game of Thrones because Game of Thrones is this scenario that builds out from one point to another. And yeah, it spans a lot of time, but it's more like the time that the show actually was airing.
Yeah.
Like you see, Arya as a kid.
Yeah.
Then like 9 years later, she's just 9 years older,
like 9 years to make the show,
Yeah, this show has to like switch out actors
and stuff.
Yeah, right.
God, what a great shot there, dude. I'm just
dude, I wanted to like leave this shot up because it's magnificent, man. It's like a fucking painting.
Dude. Seriously, it is like a sepia tone, soft focused background, large sets with all kinds of effects, costuming, of course. Like it's probably just that dude in costume on that ship's prow in front of a green screen. That's pretty much it.
I can't.
They had to shoot dudes on that.
I can't give the show I can't give it like 10 out of 10 because I wanted to see the buildup. I wanted to see them approaching the blockade and like we're just kind of thrown into the battle, and it's like if Lord of the Rings like started the Battle of Helm's Deep in the middle. It's like, no. I want to see the armies lining up against each other and who threw the first or who shot the first arrow. You know, like it's kind of a bummer that the show sort of, and I guarantee you they shot the intro to this battle, but the editors were just like, oh, let's just put it in the middle. And I'm not dissing the show for it, but this motherfucker would have been even better if it had just shown the opening of that battle. But you know, that's a small nitpick.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, after 2 years of like 2 seasons and then 2 years of no action, I feel like they had to just bring it, dude. You can't string people on forever, you know. Like,
let me rephrase. What I'm trying to say is they spend 45 minutes kind of recapping the stuff that we already know, when they could have cut that down to 20 and kept the battle as it was, but shown
just add in
them approaching each other. And because I wanted to see Corlys see that mad pirate lady, the transgender character. I keep calling her that, but I forgot who it was.
She's a strong woman, bro.
Thorn's the last name, but I wanted to see
trick you.
I wanted to see when they first realized that they're in front of each other, you know, but instead it's already happening. Again, small nitpick,
they have that, you know, they have that moment when
they have it when they know that
like, we've seen their flagship, the bitch fist.
The fucking sea snake, man. The sea snake.
Yeah, sea snake and the bitch fist, right? And so like they have that moment where Corlys is like, okay, and he thinks, and he's like, okay, here's what we're gonna do, and you know, blah 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 blah. But like they got that you know, they didn't bring out the dramatic tension as much as they could have. But you know,
dude, it
I
was
like how they developed.
Babak, it was fantastic. There's no need to. There's no
just say you loved everything.
There's no need to defend it. I'm just saying there's edits here and there that I wanted to see that tension when they first did that blockade, because I thought Corlys was going to see the Valerian house on fire first before the battle even started, but he didn't see it for a long time, you know. So because they're like, fuck this shit. Because I love it. They go to what's his name, the Lannister, like, fuck you, man. We're not, you know, we didn't make a deal with you. We're gonna go fucking pillage the fucking Valerian house, and then we'll fucking do it.
I have a question.
Yeah,
that dude, that Lannister, his brother is now dead. His brother was he was the nice one, and his brother was the arrogant guy.
Yeah.
And wasn't that his head that
the one that she threw?
Yeah. So now meanwhile over in House Lannister, you've got I think that first guy with his head cut off, he was the heir. He was like the military commander.
Yes.
And then the spare was the diplomat. He was on the small council, but he wasn't really standing up for himself. You know, he was just whatever, I'm here to serve. And he went off on that whole diplomatic mission to get the pirates over. And he could fight. You know, he was fighting on the decks of the ships here. But he was pushed overboard by a woman.
Yeah. Well, a woman with man strength.
Fuck me up.
Yeah. But I want to say that guy was related to somebody from Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I think it was
that same actor, I think, had a small part.
I think you're right. Yeah, he did, right? He was also playing a different character. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But they're basically Lannister. Like whenever he spoke, he was doing his Tyrion Lannister impression. You know, he's like, I'm Tyrion, but tall.
I want to see the Starks come back into it. We haven't seen Starks in House of the Dragon since season 1.
Yeah, and it was just to tease us, dude. Just that shot of
it was just to let people know that they exist. Yeah,
they still exist here, and they went up to a wall and they had the whole conversation. That you see that along, you know, they got the young Stark ancestor who apparently is some badass, in the lore, and we just see him talking at the wall, and then he's like, "I'm going to send my winter wolves because that's all we got," you know,
dude. That's another thing.
Shows them marching. And that's it.
people are not talking enough about, well, and we're going to do it. Well, we're guilty of it, but man, the fact that we see some winter men guys like, like the Tommy Flanagan character, like it's like, oh shit, okay, because I was like, where are the people? Where are like the watchers of the wall and shit? Like, where is all that stuff? And I don't think it's
go
happened.
to the wall. Yeah, they went to
Yeah.
the wall. Like they're like, we're here. It exists. The Starks are here. The walls.
But
are
it was
here.
so cool to
Like,
see
it was
like
just-
those. And I thought when I first saw those guys pop out of the woods, I thought they were Baratheons. I was like, oh, they're big and they're like fucking brutal. But it was like, okay, no, not even close. They're
Yeah,
like,
no, those are the Starks. But like,
yeah, they're like barbarians.
They're toast, right? Those guys are toast. There's no way they're gonna hurt Daemon and his crew, dude.
No,
Like,
no fucking
Daemon
way.
just
But
had to be like, yo, Dracarys.
well, remember, like the guy said, he's like, we've just been,
Yeah, we're here to die for our queen.
We were told to sit here and wait to fight. So like, they're just gonna die.
So what was the deal? Okay. So there were two ambushes. There was the dragon ambush, and then the what was the strategy here?
In that scene.
No, like why was there? Okay, I totally forgot about this whole group. All I know is they were marching, and do they just arrive? Because the dragon riders were told go and wait, and the three of you can ambush Vagar.
Yeah,
the biggest dragon in the world. And so we know about that ambush, but why did these Longbeards just appear out of the trees when Daemon just finished with the Lannisters?
yeah.
Like they got there just too late. Like were they waiting the whole time for their buddies to all die and then go in? Like I don't get who they are. How they show up there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out because they didn't give them enough time to really talk to each other. So yeah, I'm with you. I don't know why they were there. I'm assuming somebody knew they were going to be there. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of lost on that,
what?
but it was a cool scene, so I was like, whatever. But
no,
yeah,
I mean, go with it. It's cool. It's cool.
No, there's definitely got to be some like why now? Why'd you come out of the woods? Yeah. There's a lot of shit like
like were they just watching the Lannisters all get slaughtered? That took some time. Like old.
They're just drinking. A bunch of fucking Irish fucks.
Really old. They were walking down the hill the whole time. It just took them 2 hours to get there.
They really did make them kind of look like Baratheons, though, except for like the antlers. I was like, holy shit, is this a bunch of Baratheons? I was like, oh no.
Well, the Baratheons where are the Baratheons? The Baratheons are they're accounted for, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah.
Whose side are they on here?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Let me Google it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which side are Baratheons on in House of the Dragon? Hey Siri.
They're on what's his name side from fucking Night of the Seven Kingdoms. The best Baratheon that ever lived, that guy. He was so fucking great. We'll just call him Larry Baratheon. Yeah. Gavin spoke. Oh yeah, okay. So that was the guy that was sort of
House of Dragon. House Baratheon aligns itself with Team Green. King.
Okay, so it's on Allison's side. Yeah.
They joined the Greens during the Dance of the Dragons after Prince Aemon Targaryen flew to Storm's End and secured an alliance through a marriage pact with one of Lord Boros' daughters.
Okay.
While House Baratheon had historical ties to Princess Rhaena Targaryen, a member of Team Black, Lord Boros rejected Rhaenyra's initial request for support.
That was in season one. That was in season one.
Offer.
Yeah, that was in season one. Okay.
Yeah,
but we just haven't really seen them or heard of them since then. So yeah.
There's so many players, and really, this is a Targaryen story, and like all the houses are there, but it's really not about them. They're just sort of like
it's not
dying along the way,
Let's see if there's anybody else in the chat before we give our final thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we're good. Josh Bumpmaster. I don't know what this comment is. More AI garbage. Are you talking about us or the show? Because I can tell you right now, I'm real. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think. Let's see.
Ding dong.
What a wonderful episode. I was so excited to watch it, and then it was everything I wanted it to be. It was kind of perfect, except for a couple little of those tiny edits I told you about, Babak. But man, I was texting you because I watched it before you, and I was like, this is some of the best. Definitely some of the best House of the Dragon stuff. I wouldn't put it up there with some of the Game of Thrones stuff yet, because that stuff is just legendary. Like, but man, I fucking loved this episode so much. And I'm cool with the people that didn't like it as much because they're a little bit more linked into the source material than I am. I'm just watching it as a viewer of television, and I thought it was one of the best hour and a half television experiences I've had in a while. So I was, 9.5 out of 10 for this gent.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I was just looking forward to this for such a long time, and I really need to rewatch season 1 and 2 completely just to get all the details, put together. And it's really, in my mind, kind of the top of the craft. Like, it's the best of the craft of making all these sets and costumes and the writing, the characters, the dialogue,
sound design, everything from the craft service table, right? Like,
absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
I would eat off that craft service table.
Oh, dude, I bet you there's some Starbucks on there, because
there's
we all
some Starbucks there.
We all know what happened in Game of Thrones season 8.
That's right. But it's just so good to see it all come together. And really, before, I feel like one of the things about Game of Thrones that made it so long was they kept teasing out the dragons, because they just, on the one hand, good storytelling, but on the other hand, they just didn't have the effects to make them look good and look real and really realize these creatures as believable. Because if you blow that, like, that's everything is built off of that, And so now that they've got that down, they can really tell some amazing, HBO can tell some amazing stories, and this was just such a pleasure to watch, for the small scenes, the big scenes, with the effects and everything in camera and stuff. And it was just so good. I really can't wait. I wish that they would drop more than one episode at a time. Sometimes
No, Babak.
Yeah, but you gotta save
we need to have our 8 episodes of this show.
That's what I was getting at. Is it only 8 episodes?
This year it's 8. Yeah.
And then,
season 4 is the final season. I think they're going to go for more than that, because next season's the final.
Is that going to be next year, or is that going to be this year?
Oh, season 4? Oh, dude, I'm guessing we'll be in our mid-50s when that motherfucker.
Oh God, yeah, that's true. Oh, so this year.
Oh, not that old. I want to say hi to Jill, Anti-Derivative Jill, one of my best YouTube friends ever. Just listening.
Jill, you're gonna love it.
I haven't seen the show yet. 3 seasons behind. I'm not worried about spoilers. No, I'm the same way. Like, when I know that I'm not going to get to something for a while, I'm fine listening to spoilers, because I'm going to totally forget about it by the time I actually watch it. So yeah. We didn't,
honestly, it helps to know what you're seeing, because lots of this stuff you have to rewatch just to understand. And so having someone tell you this is what it means before you see it, it kind of helps. If you only watch it once.
Can't talk about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon without talking spoilers, because as soon as you start talking about it, you have to bring up this and this and this and this. It's really hard. I mean, you could say, like, yes, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. There was good action. There was good visuals. Good nights. Like, you and I just like we're digging into it, man. Like, what does this mean? Why is this happening? What is this? What's the repercussions of this? That's why we do this show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spoiled. We should title it Spoiled.
I know Jill's a huge. I know she's a huge sci-fi person, but also a fantasy person. When you get to the House of the Dragon, man, you're really, really gonna like it, because I just know you will. Yeah. So,
and here's a thought. Honestly, if I had not seen any of this, I would maybe even watch them in chronological order, not not Game of Thrones first, but rather
I
but
figured
rather
we'll just keep this up.
yeah, yeah.
No, I know
But
what you mean. Like
watch House of the Dragons,
when it's
then
done.
watch
Yeah.
after it's done, watch all the House of the Dragons because it'll be 4 seasons, but they're like 8 episodes. So,
Yeah.
you can get through it relatively quickly. And then, real quick, popcorn binge the Night of the Seven Kingdoms
Right.
before you get to Game of Thrones.
And Night of the Seven
that
Kingdoms season 2 is already coming out in January, dude.
Okay, I can't wait, dude. More
Yeah.
popcorn.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. That's the comedy. That's the comedy show. That's the comedy show of Game of Thrones. That's the Seinfeld of Game of Thrones.
It's the Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
I loved Night of Seven Kingdoms. Like the stakes are low, but the character work was great. It was great, but
that's true.
But House of the Dragon, man, like give me that shit all day long. I'll rub it all over my body. I love it.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms made me appreciate House of the Dragon.
Yes.
So much more.
Well, they reference it so much, like the events. There's so many little nods to like, while the dragons are gone, but we're still here. The little things like that. It's like it means a lot, even though I haven't. We don't know. Well, the one thing we can all say, Babak, is at the end of House of the Dragon, everyone's dead, and the dragons, because there's none left in Game of Thrones. So.
I'm looking forward to Daemon and Aemon's death scene, because if it goes by the books, they're going to have an epic dragon battle. Nice. Where both dragons get taken out, and basically like Daemon jumps off of his dragon onto Aemon's dragon, stabs him through his good eye.
No fucking way.
And then they like fall to their deaths or something. But it's like the most epic, event.
See, Daemon's dragon, like even though he's not big like Vhagar, Daemon's dragon is so linked to Daemon, because they say that after you ride a dragon for a certain amount of time, your personalities really link together. Mm-hmm. That's just a thing. You can see it in a lot of shit. Like you don't see that in Game of Thrones because they all just kind of worship Daenerys or whatever. But like, yeah. So
it's like she's their mom.
Yeah, she's basically their mom. It's a very different dynamic than how this show is. Where
and all these dragons are much older than any character, any human in this world. Like,
so Jill says season 8 was such a betrayal that it's hard to return to the world that George will never finish. Well, I'll agree with you on the fact, Jill, that he will probably never finish this, and I don't know why. During COVID, he should have finished that fucking book. But season 8 wasn't great.
There's 8 seasons of that, 3 seasons of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, 4 seasons of House of the Dragon. It's going to be really good for a long time before it gets bad. So,
when I remember, like about a year and a half ago, Babak, we did the binging Thrones thing because I had finally watched the show, the original Game of Thrones, and when we got to the finale, I totally understood why people were pissed. I was just sort of like, there was so much good shit. It's really hard to land a show. I'm not giving it credit. I'm not defending it. It didn't bother me that much, but I wish they'd done something different, but they didn't. So it is what it is, Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it ended badly. But
it did end badly, but it didn't make me feel like Rise of Skywalker bad. It wasn't that.
It wasn't Star Wars Episode 1. Okay.
So Jill Laughy Face 2. But yeah. So this is the last time we're gonna see Jacaerys. He's dead.
Dead and gone.
His dragon got killed, and then he got killed shortly after. So we pour one out for good Jace. He's a good man.
Jace.
He's just trying to protect his mom, do right by the realm, but he was inexperienced.
Would it have been Rhaenyra dead because like he called it. He was like, "It's an ambush."
Oh, absolutely, she would have been dead.
Yeah,
she probably would have been dead. Oh, there's the girl.
hey, girl.
I've been waiting to see Lily.
Hi,
Lily,
hi.
hi,
Hi,
hi, sweetheart.
world.
I was hoping I would see you tonight. Hi,
I'm
girl.
tickling you. You want to show him duck blanket? Look, it's a blanket. Looks like a duck. It's a blanket, and it's got a duck bill and duck feet, and you roll it up into a cylinder, and it looks like a duck.
Lily, I miss you. I miss you.
Uncle Ben says, "I miss you."
Oh, it's so good to see you, darling.
You don't want to say hi?
Okay. That's okay. You know, it's different. When I'm in person with her, she's all over it. You know, there she is. She's laughing.
Don't tickle. Okay. Okay, no more tickling.
You being a good girl, Lily? You having a good summer with Mom and Dad?
Amazing girl. We're having a good summer. We're gonna go and we're gonna go out tomorrow and see family. Yeah, we're gonna see family tomorrow.
Anti-derivative Jill says D&D Dan and Dave, right? The writers of Game of Thrones. Yeah, they were too busy partying with the new Star Wars contract that never, well, by the way, which never happened. So you're saying I should stop being so bitter? I didn't say that, Jill. Be as bitter as you want.
Be bitter.
Yeah.
Just watch Game of Thrones.
all I meant was like, I didn't have that much stake in it. So when it ended, and I'd already heard it ended bad, I already kind of knew what to expect, so it didn't bother me as much.
I can pinpoint the lowest point.
Lily,
of Game of
Lily.
Thrones. Oh,
Jill says hi. Jill says hi. Wave to Jill, Lily.
You shy little baby. You're a shy baby. You should be brave.
You little goof.
Okay, no tickling. But yeah, there's a moment in the end of Game of Thrones where they're having this council to like try to choose the next king.
Yeah, I know. I hated that scene.
It was the part where Sam, he's just straight up like, it's just us here deciding. Shouldn't we somehow involve the millions of people of the realm in this decision? And everyone just sort of like, it cuts to one character who goes, this guy. And then everyone just goes, ha 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 ha. And that was the lowest point of Game of Thrones. It was like the absolute.
No, yeah, season 8 had a lot of low points for sure.
Yeah, it got pretty low. This is not that. This House of the Dragon is amazing. I love that they're finally getting some action, because what was our main complaint? My main complaint about the first 2 seasons, not enough action.
Yeah,
I mean drama.
Well, the thing is, they build up a lot of action in season 2, and then they did deliver. They did deliver. The dragon battle in episode 4 of season 2 was insane.
Those were incredible. But these big pitched battles, like a siege or like a naval battle, like all the stuff we just haven't seen. Yeah, so I'm so happy to get some action here. I know that it's going to be a crazy ride.
It's going to be at least 2 more episodes of just like crazy deaths. And stuff. Yeah. So
what have you heard about the next couple episodes?
That it's just battle after battle after battle. So we'll see.
Maybe find out what the Winter Wolves are doing.
I want to see what those guys are going to do. I want to see what Damon's army is going to do. I want to see what the fucking. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, eat some snacks with mommy. I'll be right back.
Bye, Lily.
Okay. Uncle Ben says bye. We're gonna finish. Wave your hands.
Well, you know what? We're gonna find out next week. We're gonna find out next week what happens, man. Babak, you want to stick with Mondays? Should we do it?
Well, yeah. Let's. Let's talk off camera.
Sure.
But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think we got one more comment here before we leave.
All right, Josh. Good to see you, buddy.
I'm signing off. Can't wait for the next. Hey, thanks for being here. Awesome, man. And thanks for taking care of my cat while I was on vacation. Thank you, Josh. Love you.
All right, guys.
All right. We love you guys. Yeah, we will see you next week. One more comment. Snack time. It's snack time for my 7-year-old too.
Popcorn, yellow stripe, smile. Popcorn, yellow stripe, smile.
Thanks for being here as well, Jill. Love you guys, and we'll talk soon.
Have a good night.
We drink your cinema.
We drink your cinema.